Hi you guys, it's TA Megan and it's so gloomy and drippy outside. I always like to read books when the weather's like this because you can't really go outside. So we've had this out of our choices a couple times. He hasn't been chosen yet. So I thought I would read The Emperor's New Clothes. And this is a Walt Disney production. See, there's the years. It's an old book though. It was printed when I was born, 1975. And this was put out by Random House. So I'll read the words and then I'll show you the pictures. All right, here we go. Once there was an emperor who loved to dress up in fine clothes. He cared more about clothes than anything else in the whole world. The emperor had a different robe for every hour of the day, but these robes filled one whole floor of his giant palace. But still, he wanted more. He wanted more than he already had. Just look at all that. How could he possibly need any more than that? Whew, that's a lot of clothing. One day, two weavers came to see the emperor. They said they could weave a very wonderful cloth. It's not only beautiful, they said, but it's also magic. Magic? Cried the emperor. Yes, said the weavers. Only wise men can see it. Fools cannot see it. Thought the emperor. If I had a robe made of that cloth, I could quickly find out which of my people are fools. So he told those weavers to start work at once. Let's see if I get up. There we go. The emperor let the weavers work on the royal loom. He gave them the best silk and best gold thread. But those weavers did not use the thread to weave cloth. Instead, they put it into their bag, and the loom stayed empty. They sat and did nothing, for they were not weavers at all. They were planning to trick the emperor. Uh-oh, they're naughty. Well, after a few days, the emperor began to wonder about the cloth. So he sent his prime minister to take a look at it. The prime minister went into the room where the weavers were pretending to work. He looked at the empty loom. Dear me, he thought. I can't see the cloth. Does this mean I'm a fool? If so, I must not let anyone know. The weaver said to the prime minister, see how beautiful the cloth is? Oh yes, said the prime minister. Such fine work and so many colors. But the prime minister really did not see a thing, for there was nothing to see on the loom. The prime minister went back to the emperor. The cloth is beautiful, he said. It's the finest cloth I have ever seen. and the emperor was very happy and pleased. After a few more days, the emperor sent his general to see the cloth, and the general went into the room where the weavers were pretending to work. Have you figured out what pretending is? It's when you're not doing something, but you're trying to look like you are. He looked at the empty loom. Dear me, he thought, I can't see the cloth. Does this mean I'm a fool? If so, I must not let anyone know. He went back to the emperor and he said, the cloth is beautiful. It's the finest cloth I've ever seen. And the emperor was pleased. I will have to go see that wonderful cloth for myself, he said. The emperor went to the room where the weavers were pretending to work. He took his prime minister and his general with him. Isn't the cloth beautiful? Asked the prime minister. Look at all those colors, said the general. But they were just pretending to see the cloth. The emperor looked and looked at the loom. I can't see the cloth, he thought. Does this mean I'm a fool? If so, I must not let anyone know. So he said, the cloth is more beautiful than any I have ever seen. You must make me some clothes at once. I will wear them in the next parade. Very good, your royal highness, said one of the weavers. Let us measure you. The emperor took off his robe, and the weavers took out their measuring tape. 32 inches here, said one of the weavers. 17 inches there, said the other weaver. And the weavers pretended to take the cloth off of the loom. Your royal highness, said the first weaver, would you like the cloth to hang this way? Oh, yes, said the emperor, that's fine. Your royal highness, said the other, do you like the robe this short? No, 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 said the emperor. Make it a little longer. Oh, yes, that is perfect. The emperor was so pleased that he gave the weavers 20 bags of gold. If I like the finished clothes, he said, I will give you 20 more bags of gold. The weavers smiled and winked. Now the weavers pretended to work harder than ever. They stayed up all night pretending to cut and sew, and finally they said, the emperor's new clothes are ready. On the day of the parade, the weavers came to the emperor's room. They held out their empty arms. Here are your new clothes, they said. They are as light as air. Beautiful, cried the emperor. He gave the weavers 20 more bags of gold. Very graceful, Marley. Then the emperor took off his old clothes. The weavers pretended to dress him in the new ones. Your royal highness, said one weaver, what do you think of the sleeves? They are wonderful, said the emperor. Is it too tight around the waist? Asked the other weaver. Oh no, said the emperor. It feels fine. He walked back and forth in front of the mirror. Yes, he said, the clothes are a perfect fit. But the emperor really had nothing on except his underwear. The emperor's men bent down and pretended to lift his train. They held their hands high, carrying a train that was not there. And so the parade began. Good thing he's got long johns on. Crowds of people came to watch the parade. They all wanted to see the emperor's new clothes. People say the clothes are magic, said one man. People say that fools cannot see the clothes, said a woman. Everybody was wondering, will I be able to see them? At last, the emperor marched out of the palace. All the people cried, "Oh, how beautiful the emperor's new clothes are! What pretty colors! What a perfect fit!" But of course, no one could actually see the new clothing. Just then, a little girl shouted, "But he hasn't got any clothes on." "Did you hear that?" someone asked. "The child says he has no clothes on." "She's right. The emperor's just in his underwear. The emperor has no clothes on," all the people began to shout. "He's only wearing his underwear." The poor emperor heard them, and suddenly he knew that they were right. He was the fool. He had been tricked, but there was nothing he could do about it now, so he kept on marching. All the time he was thinking, just wait until I get my hands on those weavers. Oh, he looks so mad. But it was too late, for the weavers had already ran off with the 40 bags of gold and the thread. They were no fools. Look how far away they are already. And that's the end. I hope you like this book, The Emperor's New Clothes. And I'm going to put it on my bookshelf of all the books we've been reading, and keep the link up on YouTube so you can listen to this book whenever you want. All right. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.